Wow. Love is rare. Life is strange. Nothing lasts, but people change. Somebody else also said that always remember your weakness is somebody else's strength. And the final quote I want to give you for today is knowing your weakness is a strength. Welcome to Motivational Show with me, your host, The Prince. And today we are doing something special with a good friend of mine. Her name is Nellie Mediw. And she's with us. She's already in the studio all the way from the United States of America. So she's going to be sharing with us today on turning your strength turning your weakness into strength. Yeah. Sorry about that. Into strength. While I'm waiting for Nelly to show up, I think she's there already, but I don't know why she's not showing in her screen. Nelly, can
Yeah,
you hear me?
I can hear you, but the camera for some reason isn't working. I don't know why.
Okay, the button for the camera is somewhere around there, and I think you should try to see. The button for the camera is there. I'm sure. Try to see if you can locate it.
Yeah, it looks like it looks like the camera is working, but it's not showing me. You can hear me though, right?
Yes, I can hear you, and by the way, you are sounding very clear.
Yeah, I don't know. It's showing that it's on. Maybe it's not picking up my webcam, but usually things do pick it up. Yeah, I don't know.
Okay.
I'm looking at the different settings here too. Let me check what it's showing for video.
Okay.
Let me make sure it's got my webcam on there.
Oh, that's right.
Can you see
That's
me
right.
now? Okay, let me move this so now you can see me better. Okay, there
Yeah,
we
I
go.
can see you
Okay.
better. Wow. So,
Okay.
how are you doing? How are you
I'm
doing?
I'm doing well. How are you?
I'm
Okay.
fine. Good to see you, by the way.
Nice to see you too. Thank you for having me.
Thank you so much. And I'm so sorry. Guys, my time right now is 2 p.m. in the afternoon. But for Nelly, it's still early in the morning. And actually, she has been awake since about 5 a.m. because of this program. Since
That's
5
okay.
a.m. her time because of this program. Nelly, I really appreciate so much. I really, really appreciate. Thank you
No
so much for
problem.
coming.
I
Yeah.
usually I usually wake up this early anyway to get my kids up for school, so it's not a problem. So it's just a little bit earlier than I would normally be up, and I was able to get some other work done. So yeah, it's all good.
Okay. So let's get into the program. Our topic for today is turning your weakness into strength. And first of all, I want to say something about Nelly before she introduces herself. She has a special ability to work with women. She works with women. She empowers women in the tech industry, in organizational psychology, and in different aspects. And somehow we are going to try to see how we can touch on various aspects today. But we are trying to focus on turning your weakness into strength. So, first of all, Nelly, tell us a little about you.
All right. Well, thank you again for having me. I'm excited to be here. So I have been a teacher for pretty much most of my life,
Okay.
for over 20 years, and last year I decided that I was ready for something a little bit different. I wanted like a new challenge in my life, and I feel like with the pandemic, it gave us a chance to think about things and explore. And I had a lot more free time to think, and I decided that you know what, I wanted to do something where I'm impacting adults more so than just the children I was working with. So I went back to school. I'm getting my degree right now in organizational psychology, and I'm enjoying that. So that has been a challenge. You know how you're asking me about a challenge, you know, like a
Mm,
weakness, not being in
mm,
school for over 20 years and then having to start over. That itself was a challenge. I
mm,
started working for a tech company, and I'm the co-founder of the tech company, and I help with some of the outreach. I've been doing like decision science. I'm the co-founder, so I'm a lot of behind the scenes work. That's what I'm working on right now. So yeah, I mean, I've been doing that. I've been learning a lot of new things and getting some different skills, and yeah, I'm excited to be able to share that. And in the last few months, I created a Facebook community to focus on vulnerability and to help empower people. Originally, it was for women. Um, I do also have some men in my group. There's a small percentage of men, but I think everybody needs to feel empowered, you know. And sometimes people feel that they can't accomplish something, or maybe they don't have the skills, or sometimes a lot of it's in their head, and they don't realize how capable they actually are until they give themselves the chance. So I created that group to help influence people to realize that they can accomplish what they want. They can be seen, and yeah, the group is growing, and it's been a nice experience. So um, there's a lot of different things that I'm doing, and yeah, I've been enjoying the journey. It's been an interesting journey compared to what I was doing for 20 some years.
Okay. Wow, that's great. Thank you so much, Nelly. Thank you for that. I really appreciate having you in the program. Now, I want to ask you a question. Let's begin with the discussion today like this. This is the ending of the year. And when it comes to the end of the year like this, there are people that feel that they've not been able to do much in the year because of one reason or the other, one challenge or the other, one weakness or the other, and they may count that as an advantage to them. What do you have to say to such people at this time?
So you're saying for somebody like looking at what's happened in this year and thinking about maybe something that they didn't accomplish. Is that what you're saying? And how to turn that around?
Yes.
Okay. Well, I mean, there's so many different things that we can accomplish. And I know a lot of times people like make these New Year's resolutions, right? And you try to figure out what could I have done? And I know for me, I was asking myself that question a lot this year. Like, if I had to start over, what would I do? So, right, there's always things that you haven't accomplished, but that's actually a good thing because it gives you some direction. If you've accomplished everything that you set out to, then maybe you haven't set enough goals for yourself. Maybe you haven't realized there's other things that you can do. So it's actually a positive thing that there are some things that you need to still be able to do. And then you can go into the new year having that as a goal. Like for me, I started writing blogs. I'd never done blogs before, and I've already done like 4 blogs. And now I'm like, okay, this is part of my daily routine. And maybe I should market those better. And I didn't do enough of that. Maybe I should be writing more of those blogs. So, that for me is a little bit of a weakness because I'm not necessarily the strongest writer, but I feel like I've become better just from all the practice I've been doing. And as I've been doing it, I realized, what, I'm actually not too bad when I do these. So I feel like for me, looking at it, that's like one thing that I would like to accomplish that I didn't completely get. But I know that as I go into the new year, I'll be doing more with blogs. So yeah, there's always opportunities. Anything that you haven't accomplished yet shouldn't be seen as a negative. It just gives you like the next challenge, the next thing for you to be able to do.
Wow, I would say that's very, very powerful. That's very reassuring. It's very reassuring to hear something like that. I've not really considered it that way. That if you have not been able to accomplish everything that you wanted to accomplish, it means that there's still, a room for you to do more. And you are telling us that we should see it as an opportunity, as an advantage instead of a disadvantage. And I think that's a very, very good idea. Now, I want to ask you, how has it been like working with women?
I mean, I enjoy working with women. I mean, I enjoy working with everybody in general, but I think especially women because sometimes as women, we don't always feel that we can do some of the same things that men can do. And I think it helps to have maybe like a coach or, a mentor to help you realize that you can accomplish. those same types of things. And I know, and a lot of times women have like these like limiting beliefs, right? They're like, I can't do this, I can't do that, or maybe I feel like an imposter. I'm not really this person. I've gone through that a lot. And even in the last 6 to 8 months, because I've been learning a lot of things and I didn't know these things. And I'm like, well, am I really a STEM person? Do I really know all this technology? No, I don't know it all, but nobody knows everything. And so I think hearing somebody else's story and having that role model helps encourage other women to see like, okay, this girl did it. I mean, because I was listening to some women talk at this talk about all these women in STEM, and then I realized, like, you know what? I'm actually just like them. I'm just starting my journey, but pretty soon I can be like one of these speakers, talking to others about my role, in this company with what I'm doing, because I am working in a tech company. We are working with science and technology, and so sometimes it's just making that realization that you can do that. And yeah, I think it just takes that guidance and having that person in your life to be able to help you to see that you can do this. And a lot of it's just confidence, because some people just are not confident. And I think until you start to have successes, then you won't feel as confident. But once you start taking even small actions, then that's going to, give you greater accomplishment. And then you'll feel like, yes, I can do this.
Okay. Now, Nelly, you are a scientist at Enov. Enov is the name of a company, right?
Yes.
Now, how does it feel like working as a scientist, as a female, as a woman?
You know what? It's a little interesting because I probably would never have seen myself exactly in that role. And when I was hired, I wasn't thinking about it like this. I was thinking more that I was doing more like the publicity end of it. So I wasn't focusing on the science. But now that I'm more into the company and doing other things, I'm realizing, yeah, I am actually doing a lot more of the science technology. And I mean, I'm enjoying it. I like all the intellectual pursuits. I like learning new things. It's a good challenge for me. And I think it's important to be able to show, both women and young girls that they can do this. They don't have to just stay in like certain occupations. And there's nothing wrong with like helping professions. I think that's good too. But we definitely need to have more women in math and in science and technology. And I feel like that's starting to happen. And, I think seeing women in these roles helps encourage that. So, yeah, I mean, if I can be a role model to young girls to see that they can do this, yeah, I feel good about that.
Nelly, I want you to know that my show is watched. I have audience watching my show constantly from Zambia, Liberia, Nigeria, Kenya, Uganda, several countries in Africa and outside Africa. Okay, so everything that you are saying is very important. It's going to be an encouragement to somebody. And I want to say to you guys, I just love something that she said, that she has tried to prove that women and girls can do something. You see, that's why I had to call her office or her profession. She's a scientist, So I don't know, those of you watching us, what is it that you want to be or what you want to do? Maybe you are a woman, maybe you are a lady, you are a young girl, and people around you are discouraging you. We are doing this program today to encourage you to bring out that thing that is in your heart, that thing that you have in your mind. Go for it. And so Nelly here, it's an example. She is a challenge to every woman, every lady in Africa, every lady in Asia, all over the world, that you can rise up, you can be a scientist, you can become an entrepreneur, you can become whatever you desire to become. Don't allow people to put you in their mold or in their, in their cage that they have created. You are bigger than that cage. You are greater than that cage. And that's the message that Nelly is sharing with you today. Now, Nelly, you also work with women in tech. I want to, what's your experience working with women or teaching women about technology?
So, you know what? I haven't done so much of that yet because our company is very small. There's just like we have one other lady that works with us and she's a researcher and she's actually been teaching me a little bit about research. So, I haven't done so much on the tech end. We do have software developers who are creating our app. And so there is a lady who is a little bit of part of that process, but that's not like my area of expertise, so I haven't done that. However, on my end, I try to, keep things organized so we have a flow for what's happening. So we have a plan for when the app is going to be released and when we're going to start beta testing. So from like a leadership standpoint and like a teamwork standpoint, I feel like I help with that with some coaching, but I'm not the person that's doing the tech per se. But there are those people, everybody has their role, but everybody's an expert in certain areas. And so we have the people who are skilled to do that end of it. And I feel like my place is more keeping all the pieces together and making sure everybody knows what they need to do. So we have a grand plan for when we are ready to release our product to the world, that everything runs smoothly. You need to have a strong leader, right? I'm not the CEO, but I'm, like assistant to the CEO. And in my role, I feel like I do like a lot of executive coaching, making sure that everybody is doing what they need to be doing. We're working together as a team, collaborating, and so on. Because if you don't have a strong leader, you're not going to have success, right? Because then I think everything is going to fall apart. But you also need to have a strong team. The team needs to be cohesive, be able to communicate and collaborate, trust each other. So I feel like I see that as my role to be able to do that. So no, I'm not the tech person making all the app, but that's okay because we have the people to do that part. I am a math teacher. I do have math in my background and I can do statistics, but I wanted to do something a little bit different in my new role. So that's where I'm at right now.
Wow, that's great. Now, do you agree with me, Nellie, that sometimes people say, oh, woman is a weaker vessel, the lady is a weaker vessel. So because of that, they shouldn't step out. They shouldn't go into tech. They shouldn't go into one thing or the other. But you see, I was watching a video the other day where Steve Jobs hired a woman, an English teacher, to work in Apple's. And that woman made a lot of difference in that company. In fact, beyond what they expected that she was going to do. So I believe from what you are saying to us today is that whether it's a woman or it's a lady or it's somebody who has one weakness or the other, don't allow your weakness to stop you. Don't allow
Right.
your weakness
Yeah, and
to
I was
make
gonna say, yeah, and having that phrasing where women are the weaker vessel. I mean, I for sure don't agree with that because I feel that in many cases, women can be better leaders and they can make the decision. In many households, the women are in charge. They run the house, they make the decisions. They raise the family. Just run the household, deal with the food, all the things that mothers have to do and learn. So I think the opposite. I think men sometimes almost have it easy because I think women have a lot of responsibilities and expectations. And so to be a woman, I mean, you have to be a strong woman because you are managing a lot and we can manage a lot. So definitely not the weaker vessel, because I think we have a lot on our plate, and I think that it's important to understand that and to embrace that and to live to your full potential. Do everything that you're meant to do, and if you don't know it, then learn it. A lot of things in life is through practice, is through experience, and you can learn it. Doesn't mean that every job is going to be available to you and that you can do every job, but certainly there are a lot more opportunities than people give themselves credit for.
So I'm sure, guys, you can hear that. Isn't that amazing? She said, "Women are not the weaker vessel." So whatever you feel makes you to see yourself as a weak person, it's not real. It's just a mirage. You are more than that. You have more potential than that. You have more capacity than that. You have more ability than that. You have more giftings inside of you than than that weakness, than that challenge. You came into this world loaded. You came into this world complete. You came into this world, to fill a space, to fill a vacuum. And so you've got to rise up and take your place. That's my message today. That's the message of Nellie today. That women in Africa needs to rise up and take their place. Women in Asia needs to rise up and take their place. Women in America needs to rise up and take their place. You
Everywhere.
need to take your place. Don't allow anybody discourage you, anybody frustrate you, anybody look down on you. Don't allow your problems make you to look down on yourself. For greater is he that is in you. Greater is the capacity in you. Greater is the gift in you. Greater is the ability that is in you. You have what it takes to make it. So we are here today to encourage you to rise up, to be what you are destined to be, to go after your dream. That's what we are challenging you to be. I want to ask you, Nellie Meadow, tell us, please, this year 2021, what is that one thing that has happened to you that has made you to be glad to be a woman or to be in the position that you are currently?
Yeah, I mean, I've had a lot of growth. I've had so many exciting things happen to me. So I'm trying to think of what would be the one thing. I mean, you know what? I created a digital course from the company with Enolve. So I helped the founder take his idea, which was very abstract, and I used my teaching and curriculum background to help make it so the average person could make use of it and understand it. So that's what I did. So we designed a digital course that really helps people, whether it's men or women, but helps people figure out their purpose and understand, what are problems that are plaguing them and what's important to them and how they can take direction to move forward and get some solutions. So to me, I mean, I've had a lot of accomplishments, more so this year than for many years, but I feel like to me that was a really big deal to be able to create this course. So we're in the process of launching it, actually very soon. We're going to do, like, probably in a couple of weeks, we're going to launch the course. So for now, we're just kind of generating some interest. But I'm excited about that, and I would love to be able to share it, and show, like, the Enolve process, because that's what the course is all about. I would love to be able to show it to your viewers. So, like, if anybody wants to reach out to me later, yeah, and they want to see the process, I would, be happy to do, like, a demonstration. And then if anybody wants to be able to, purchase the course, whether it's like for an individual or whether it's for a school or an organization, I think it's of great value. So that is my thought. But yeah, I mean, there's a lot of things, and I feel like every day I try to do better than what I did the day before. So I've made, some accomplishments, and I think to myself, okay, I did some really great things, but that doesn't mean that I need to take necessarily a day off and do nothing the next day. I think to myself, what can I do more this day that's different from what I did the previous day, that's going to, like, challenge me or advance me, and so on. Um, so yeah, that's my thought. Um, I see I'm on the full screen. I don't know if you're still with me there. I don't know if you got kicked out of the meeting. I do see that there's, like, a chat on the side. It looks like with the service. It looks like somebody maybe maybe commented. I don't know if more people tend to comment later. But anyways, yeah, I mean, it's been an exciting journey for me. I've learned a lot. I've met a lot of interesting people along the way. They've taught me things that I didn't know, because I know when I was first beginning, I didn't know that much about this field with organizational psychology, and I've learned a lot, like, within my time of it's really only been about, like, I don't know, maybe 6 or 8 months. So, I mean, I've learned a lot, And I was a little bit nervous to go into this new journey because it was something totally different. And I've been out of school, and I didn't feel so confident in the beginning. But over time, as I got to know more people and talk about these ideas, now I feel, I talk about these all the time. So, my confidence grew because of my experience, and I had to be vulnerable and put myself out there and take the chance that people are going to see, like, oh, she doesn't know this. And yeah, I don't know everything. Nobody knows everything. And I think it's okay. And you need to accept that and be willing to basically be coachable and let other people teach you. And those who know more than you, let them help you and let them have them show you the way, because you are more capable than you realize. I think that's kind of like my big message, big message to like women in general, people in general, that you can do all these things if you just have the mindset, right? If you just believe you can do it, you can accomplish it.
Thank you so much, Nellie. I'm so grateful for your time and for you making yourself available to share with us today in this program. Guys, we've got to wrap up the program here. I actually finished a show before I came in. That's why you see I'm taking a lot of water and I'm sweating. And immediately after this show now, I'm traveling to go and speak in another program. So we've got to wrap up the show, and my phone is acting up. So I'm just trying to make sure that it doesn't even go off again. So we have
It's
to
okay.
wrap up. Nellie, I'm going to do another show
I
with
kept
you.
busy going. So yeah, it was my pleasure to be able to talk to your audience. And if they want to be able to connect with me, I'm on social media. And if anybody wants to know more about how Evolve can help them with their purpose, just reach out to me. So yeah, it's been a pleasure, and hopefully, listening to me has made a difference for somebody. Because everybody can impact others, and that's important for me to be able to do.
Thank you so much, Nellie. And thank you, audience. Till we get back to you again on the same station. It's well. Thank you so much, Nellie. I appreciate it.
Thank you.
God bless
Thank you
you.
for having me.
Yeah.